You don't have to strive for perfection when you are the perfection. Your progression is the perfection. Your experience is the perfection. We need to see your experience. When you're doing something, ask yourself, is this rooting from confidence, or is it stemming from, damn, I really hope this don't flop? Or is it stemming from, damn, I really hope people like this? Is it stemming from fear? Is it stemming from worry? Is it stemming from a lack of confidence? Wise Tribe, what's the vibes? Wicca Wise Tribe, what's the vibes? What's good? Happy Wise Wednesday. If you're returning, what's good, my girl, my guy, my they? How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here, returning with me. Your time is so valuable, so we're going to use it effectively and efficiently. And if you're new, what's up? I am Shariya Wise. I'm a being who creates to inspire high frequency and high vibrational living. So as I actively create my perception of heaven on earth, I share what I can and we get better and evolve together. Yes, ma'am? So without further ado, we're gonna get right into this video. Hey Siri, what's the definition of perfectionism?
Perfectionism means refusal to accept any standard short of perfection.
Okay. So hey Siri, what is perfection?
Perfection is a state, variously, of completeness, flawlessness, or supreme excellence.
Okay. Let me share my idea on perfection real quick, and then we're gonna get into how we gonna get rid of that perfectionism state of being so that we can just experience and grow and evolve and share the experience that we have in the moment that we're in, right? Okay. I personally believe that we are all perfect right now, literally born perfect, and the way we maintain our perfection is with consistent progression. When we start striving for perfection, we are literally only striving for society's idea of perfection. The only thing you got to do to stay perfect is continuously get better and progress, right? Let's keep that in mind as we further this video. Let me tell you why perfectionism is a really big problem that we are going to overcome. For example, because I have dealt with and now am overcoming perfectionism, there are quite literally hundreds of very impactful videos that I have taken the time to record and even edit, and I did not release. Footage that has gone to waste, time and effort that has gone to waste, because I was seeking to be flawless, right? Being perfect is not an equivalent to being flawless. With you consistently nitpicking your projects, your ideas, your creations, whatever it is for you, and consistently delaying the releasing of whatever it is that you are here on earth to create or in this moment of life to share, by you delaying that, it's almost like you're delaying the universal plan. Perfectionism is rooted in comparison, you guys, and truthfully, we are all on individual journeys. Ain't nothing here to be compared. You can look at someone else's work, someone else's journey, and be inspired. That is so beautiful, right? The thing is, we unconsciously get into a space of comparison, which also adds to the perfectionism state of being that a lot of creatives deal with. Society can be harsh, and so we don't want to put things out into society that we may feel like could be better. And mind you, if you're someone who is a creative, it don't matter if it's the best piece of work, you're always going to feel like it can be better, because I'm sure in ways it can be, but we have to learn to find that cutoff point, that balance to where we can say enough is enough. I've worked on this and I put all this effort and attention and time into this moment, into this piece of work, into this idea, into this creation, this goal, and it is worth you putting out after a certain point, okay? Because we ain't about to spend a year working on a project that should only take 2 months because we're nitpicking and finding all the flaws, when the flaws create the beauty in and of itself, right? Things don't have to be pristine and flawless, because like I said, flawlessness and perfection are not equivalent. And so I really just want to talk about consistency and grace and self-trust. And this is actually really personal for me too. I have music that I've been sitting on and continuously going back and fixing this and going back and fixing that and going back and fixing that, and after a while it's like enough is enough, because I have a divine message within all of my songs. What is stopping me from putting my work out? Why do I keep going back and finding flaws, looking for flaws? What is it based in? What is it rooted from? Fear. fear of not being good enough in someone else's perspective, in someone else's perception, or worrying about how I'm going to be perceived, how my art is going to be perceived. Fear, worry, right? Ego, human-based feelings, right? But if I allow myself to really be in flow and to really trust that, everything that I'm doing has a divine purpose and everything happens for my absolute best and highest good. And so I can, of course, move with confidence and move with a sense of dignity and pride with the art and the ideas and the goals and the things that I'm creating. But after a while, it's about knowing when it's like, okay, now it is time for me to share this creation with the world. Because if I keep nitpicking and finding this and finding that, after a while, if it goes from a state of being of pride and dignity in the work that I put out to fear and being afraid of judgment. But here's the thing, it's not for everybody, baby. But with the people who have the perfectionism state of being, a lot of times we be wanting to we be wanting to make our certain projects and ideas and goals really feasible for everybody. But the truth is, it's not for everybody. It's for people who are in alignment with what you're creating, right? It's for people who can use what you're creating to help them grow and trigger growth in them in whatever way, right? It ain't for everybody, right? It's not about staying in that state of being of fear, like, oh my gosh, like, I'm not sure how this is gonna turn. Exactly, you're not sure, and you're not gonna be sure until you do it, right? So I really want to express the idea of just consistency, man, and trusting yourself, because truthfully, consistency in the art that you're creating, consistency in the goals that you're bringing to life, consistency in those actions and taking actions consistently that are in alignment with getting you to the fruition of that goal is way more important than focusing on the flaws, focusing on how can it consistently be better, right? Because as long as you know that you're doing you're doing your part to the fullest, you're giving your best effort, that is the best. You don't have to strive for perfection when you are the perfection. Your progression is the perfection. Your experience is the perfection. We need to see your experience. Why choose to always strive for perfection when you're striving for someone else's idea or perception of perfection, when all you gotta do is just keep getting better. Keep getting better and be consistent with the actions you're taking and be graceful with yourself and be okay with making mistakes, because you gotta make mistakes to learn, right? Be grateful for the mistakes that you make, because now you have an opportunity to evolve, right? Mistakes trigger evolution, okay? I want to share some quick ideas and tips that helped me get over the perfectionism state of being. One, like I said, I just had to know consciously that I was born perfect, and society forces down our throat all these ideas of what perfectionism is and what perfect is, and it got the mass collective really striving to be something outside of themselves, when all they gotta do to be perfect and to maintain a perfection is to keep progressing. That's one thing I had to just know. Another thing that has really helped me on my journey of releasing perfectionism state of being is learning myself. And when I say that, I mean, for me, I realized that I don't think in a typical way. And so I had to unlearn ways of being, states of learning that weren't beneficial for me, that were not helping me, that were not in alignment with how I naturally just was. I learned on my journey that I have to learn how to set achievable goals. I would literally put 7 very strenuous tasks on my schedule for one day, and I wouldn't be able to get it done because it was literally impossible. And I mean, I would be so nasty and down and hard on myself for not achieving those goals that were unachievable in the time frame that I set for myself anyway. And so what that did was, when I wouldn't achieve those goals, I would be so just not proud of myself, and that put me in such a low vibration. It lowered my self-esteem, and it was a really sad cycle, and it was ongoing because it took me years to realize, like, hey, there's nothing wrong with you. You just need to learn how to set achievable goals. So after years of this vicious cycle, I finally realized that, hey, you're just doing a little too much, and you have to lessen your workload for the day so that, one, I can actually focus more diligently to details on one task at a time. And on top of that, I had to learn how to be okay with putting things down. Like, okay, you're not finished on this for the day, for the moment. It's okay to put it down and come back to it when you have more energy. I mean, I would literally exhaust my entire body, be up till 2, 3, 4 o'clock every day to get this ridiculously long schedule completed. And then on top of that, I'd expect to be up the next day before 8 a.m. but I'm up doing very strenuous work at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, right? And it just didn't make any sense. It wasn't working for me. Another thing that helped me overcome that perfection state of being is really just knowing that, hey, like, it's literally okay. You're not made to work. You're made to enjoy life. And I had to just learn, like, hey, like, your value doesn't come from the work that you do. Like, it's literally cool. Take a freaking chill pill. Your value doesn't come from you being such a good hard worker and being able to run 34 businesses and exhaust yourself and get premature gray hairs. It's not fucking cute. Right? The value comes because I am, right? And so that's something else that really helped me just overcome perfectionism state of being. I had to ask myself, why are you doing this? Who are you doing all of this for? Because yes, I've been very clear for years now that I am a successful entrepreneur business person. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I know I'm gonna, and I mean, I'm doing it at this point, but that's where I was years ago, right? I didn't know how, I just knew I was. But underlying that was really me trying to prove myself to everyone around me, because everyone around me at the time was literal naysayers in my life. And so I found myself consistently trying to prove, like, I'm good enough, I can do this, I'm good enough. And that caused me to act out of character. And I didn't realize that at the time. I didn't realize it until I realized it, but that's what it was. I was trying to impress people who honestly didn't even believe in what the fuck I was doing anyway. Right? And so I had to come out of being a people pleaser and trying to make everybody so proud of me and say, respectfully, their idea, what they think my life should be. And I had to come and ask myself, what's gonna make me happy? What is making me happy right now? And doing all of this, burning myself out, being super fucking masculine, it wasn't working for me, but I was doing that to impress everyone who told me and who thought that I couldn't do it, right? Wore me out. Another thing that has really helped me overcome and release perfectionism state of being is really working to tap into the flow of the universe, the ebb and flow. There's always going to be peaks, there's always going to be valleys, right? And I have to tell myself, like, hey, I came down as a soul and implanted myself into this human vessel to experience earth, right? And to create heaven on earth. And part of experiencing earth is experiencing the ups and the downs. It's a roller coaster. Roller coasters are fun, right? The top is super exciting, but sometimes the bottom parts can be a little bit mundane and annoying, but this is what I accepted as a human. And so because of this, I know that things are gonna be up and down anyway, right? And I don't want to be the one to put my human control over the flow of the universe that's gonna flow regardless of if I try to stop it or not. And if I did try to stop it, I'm just going to wear myself out, because flow will always win. Flow will always flow. Flow can only flow. The universe, everything can only be in motion and flow, right? I'm not going to try to stop that. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with the flow. And I had to really learn how to just be okay with flow, man. Like, everything don't gotta be so rigid. I don't gotta control everything and be all the time. Like, nah, like that's not even fun. You don't force flow. You can't force flow. And how I practice staying and remaining in flow is being really consistent with my mindfulness. I'm not going to get too much into the mindfulness aspects in this video because I created an entire video, so I'll put the link to that in the description or somewhere in this video. But allowing myself to really stay in flow is a cheat code too, because when you in flow, it's just like you care just enough. You're not going to put an excess of care or control over anything, because you know consciously that it's going to go regardless. So I encourage you, especially to my creatives out there, when you're in a space of perfectionism, right? When you're doing something, ask yourself, is this rooting from confidence? Is this rooting from dignity in my passion projects? Is this rooting from me wanting to make it the best that it can be because I know that there are significant tasks or significant things that can be done to enhance this project? Or is it stemming from, damn, I really hope this don't flop? Or is it stemming from, damn, I really hope people like this? Is it stemming from fear? Is it stemming from worry? Is it stemming from a lack of confidence? Ask yourself these things when you're taking these different actions to enhance your businesses and to get your goals out there and to create your creations, right? Just ensure that everything is coming from the right place, okay? We have to release that fear and that doubt, because that's where that comparison too, that's where that perfectionism really comes in. And it's just, we don't need that when we can literally just be and live in full trust that everything in the universe is conspiring for our absolute best and highest good. It's okay to take a fucking break if you need to, or it's okay to put something down permanently and say, hey, I'm done with this and I'm gonna give it to the world now, right? It's just about having that balance. And so I really encourage you guys, keep up with your mindfulness practices, because the more that you can allow yourself to come back to the oneness that is your soul, your divine being, right? Not your ego. When you allow yourself to come back to your divine being and come back to one with consciousness and to come back to the moment where you can just be the observer. You don't have to be your human being or your divine being. You can just be the observer. When you consistently come back to that, it allows you to really stay in vibrational alignment with flow. What are some things that you're doing to really get rid of perfectionism, or to really just stop allowing perfectionism to control you? You know, like what are you doing? Please share, because I've shared some things, but I can literally just keep learning, you guys. And also too, whoever comes across your comment, that's because they really needed to come across your comment, because what you have to say, your experience, is so needed and is so valuable. And so please share it if it's feeling like it's in alignment, but of course at the same time, no pressure. Regardless of that, if you made it to the end of this video, let me get a star emoji in the comments just so I can see how many people are making it to the end of these videos. It's really important for me as a creator. And also to you guys, if you haven't already, like this video, press that subscribe button, hit those post notifications. I have so much more high frequency intentional content coming your way, baby. You guys, I actually created an entire meditation that will help us release perfectionism and stay in flow. It's the Sis You a Bad Bitch music meditation to raise your bad bitch vibrations. And for me, bad bitch vibrations is a beautiful and healthy balance of masculine and feminine energy, allowing the masculine energy within you to really take care and take action consistently to help your feminine energy feel safe, and an abundance of feminine energy to really nurture and take care and uplift and speak life into the masculine energy so that you can be fully fulfilled by you from within. It helps you stay in flow. It helps you be and stay a vibrational match to flow and to everything that you desire in your journey of creating your perception of heaven on earth. It is so impactful. I definitely recommend that you head to the link in the description, and at minimum, read those reviews. And if it's feeling like it's in alignment after you go ahead and read those reviews, get your copy of the Sis You a Bad Bitch music meditation to raise your bad bitch vibrations. So you guys, I have so much links in the description, resources of just things that's going to actively help us create our perception of heaven on earth and evolve and get better together, okay? You guys, that's it and that's all for this video. I'm so grateful to have you here. Definitely, if it's feeling like it's in alignment, head to the link in my description. I'll have links to all my main platforms there, and follow me there. Every platform gets a little bit of a different version of Shariya Wise, so I would love to have you on all my platforms. Join the Wise Tribe as well. I have so much links in the description. And girl, don't leave yet. And I keep saying girl, but you might be a they or a him or a he. Anyway, you don't leave yet. I have so much more videos and resources on my YouTube channel. So if it's feeling like it's in alignment, head to the Wise Wednesday playlist. Check out some of those. I have some high frequency vlogs of me just actively living heaven on earth and actively embodying my perception of the best version of myself. Anyway, you guys, like I said, I ain't letting y'all go. But until my next video, I'm gonna see you in my next ones. I love you. I love you. I love you so much. I'm gonna see you soon. Mwah!